Good evening, this is Jubes & Co with me, Miriam Cates, and keeping me company until 7 o'clock, I've got Lord Daniel Moylan and Bill Rammell. Now, Nigel Farage is going to attend and host Reform's East Midlands Conference this evening in Leicester. GB News' political editor, Chris Hope, was with Nigel Farage earlier in Leicester ahead of the conference.
Now is Nigel Farage, the leader of Reform UK. Nigel Farage, a poll today giving you 120 MPs if there's an election right now. There is one for 4.5 years. Is the next election nearly in the bag? I mean, these are big improvements on where we were back in July. You got 5 MPs.
Yeah, I mean, we're a good 50% up on where we were on July the 4th in terms of percentages. Another 50%, and we'll win the general election.
Now, why is that? There's a tipping point, is there, in our system which gives you that majority?
So first past the post is a nightmare for a smaller party. I mean, every Reform MP has over 800,000 votes behind them. Every Labour MP, 34,000 votes. I mean, it's ridiculous when you look at it. But think about it. The Labour Party got a third of the vote and 2/3 of the seats. So there comes a moment when even under first past the post, it flips the other way. Now, we're not there yet. But the reason this MRP poll is 50 seats up from the one before is the timing of the field work that was done. We've got momentum.
Up until December, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's right. I mean, and you know, frankly, the last 2 weeks of the year were phenomenal for this party. 50,000 people joining, paying their money in the last 2 weeks of the year. We are the conversation that is being had by millions of people up and down the country, and you're beginning to see results of that.
You're now at 165 or 166,000 members. Labour's in your sights. When will you overtake Labour's?
Oh, membership? Goodness, what a ridiculous question. I have no idea. I mean,
it's speculated.
If you'd said to me on the 1st of December that we'd be 120,000, I'd have struggled to believe you, and here we are at 166,000. So for the minute, it's got a life of its own, and we'll enjoy riding the wave.
There's a late New Year's party feeling here in Leicester for your rally tonight, but do you worry that the party pooper could be the person who may be your biggest saviour a week ago, Elon Musk? You called him a bloody hero on Boxing Day.
Yeah.
You said you were expecting a reasonably sized donation. Do you still think that? He's saying remarks now attacking Britain, supporting Tommy Robinson. Is he now political kryptonite to you?
Well, he's attacking the leadership of Britain. I mean, he's saying Britain's been terribly badly led, and that the grooming scandal, the mass rape scandal, which has resurfaced, and transcripts of what was said in court have been online, and I recommend you at home don't read them. You won't sleep at night. And so, yes, he is attacking the leadership in Britain. He's very supportive of me. He's very supportive of the party. He sees Robinson as one of these people that fought against the grooming gangs. But of course the truth is Tommy Robinson's in prison, not for that, but for contempt of court for the 3rd occasion. But I mean, equally, there are people in Britain who think that Robinson is a political prisoner. That's the narrative that he's pushed out. That's how he earns his living, but it isn't quite true.
Would you accept Robinson as a member of your party? You quit UKIP over the association with him last time.
No. Look, you know, Robinson has been to prison many, many times for many, many things. Mortgage fraud, passport problems, you name it. He's got his own campaign. We're a political party aiming to win the next general election. He's not what we need.
Musk comments, though, about Keir Starmer as DPP, about Jess Phillips. These are angry remarks on Twitter. These are your MP colleagues in Parliament. I mean, how will you face these people when you go to Parliament? These are a guy you're backing is making.
I'm sorry. For Jess Phillips to say there's no need for a public inquiry, there really is.
So you're backing one?
There really is. And then for Kemi Badenoch to say there must be a public inquiry when the government she served in refused to give us one, just about sums up where British politics is. It is a uni-party. There is little to choose between Labour and Conservatives. I want a full public inquiry with the glare of publicity. People need to understand the extent of what went wrong in so many towns and cities across our country.
Is he helping you already, Elon Musk, with the data work he told you about in Mar-a-Lago, or even financial support yet?
Oh, he's helping us all right.
How's he helping you?
He's helping us because he has given us an understanding of how they did it in America, and that's very useful to us.
Is that staff as well?
It's a mixture of things.
So what's he doing?
It's a mixture of things as to how he fought that ground campaign for the Republicans in the key states, the 7 key states, and that was the task that he picked up. So we've learned a lot from that. He will help us enormously because he's a hero figure, especially to the youth who really do admire this man. And if it comes to him helping us financially, that's fantastic.
He's a hero figure despite saying, again, free Tommy Robinson.
Well,
there's a problem there,
different human beings have different points of view on different things. That's fine. I'm relaxed about it.
When you say he's helping you, does that mean that some people from Trump and Musk team are here helping Reform UK now?
No, that's not the case. We went to Mar-a-Lago. I was very keen to learn what he actually did, what this guy with this incredible brain, what he did to help the ground game. The Republicans have always been famous for having a terrible ground game compared to the Democrats, and yet it was pretty clear in states like Pennsylvania, this time they got it right. We've learned some of those things.
And what's your message this new year for what's coming up from Reform UK this year? Should Labour and Reform both be worried? Whose seats are you targeting? You've got a Tory MP coming across tonight, Marco Long.
We do, a Tory MP coming, but our best by-election results in those weekly by-elections that take place
with the councils,
on district councils, for example, are coming to us in strong Labour areas. Who knows? Britain is broken, Britain needs reform. That's the message we're taking forward to the local elections that are supposed to take place on May the 1st. Though I'm hearing dark rumours that some of those elections could be postponed, which is extraordinary.
Nigel Farage, thank you for joining us.
And we've got Chris Hope now joining us from Leicester to discuss that very revealing interview. Chris, thank you for joining us. That was a fascinating interview. Quite interesting there towards the end, how Farage seemed to distance himself from any direct support or help from Musk and Trump. Said that they'd learned plenty of information about data and about the elections, but there wasn't any direct help. Do you think this is a deliberate distancing following the events of the last few days?
That's right, Miriam. I'm here with the speech here given by Lee Anderson, who's Reform UK's chief whip. There's been shouts there about Tommy Robinson while I'm speaking to you, but Nigel Farage is very clear he will not allow Robinson to join Reform UK. We've heard the same from Richard Tice, who of course is the party's chairman or deputy leader. They're very clear that this guy, Robinson, cannot be part of Reform UK. It's a big test, I think, for Nigel Farage, but he's very clear that he will keep taking support financially from Elon Musk, and no problem there, despite overnight Musk saying that Robinson should be freed.
Thank you, Chris. Fascinating interview. Do you think that Farage is serious, that he thinks he's got a chance of winning the next election? Obviously, he tried to explain away the problems with the first-past-the-post system and suggested that if they did hit 30% in the polls, it would be possible for them to get a majority. But, of course, the Reform vote is not split in the way that the Labour vote is. It'd be very, very difficult for them to get more than 100 seats, let's say, wouldn't it?
Well, you'd have thought so, Miriam, and certainly it looks to me like privately, you look at the numbers here, it could be like the STP, which got to 45% or 50% in the mid-80s and fell away in the following election a few years later. They've got to sustain this momentum in this party over the next 4.5 years, and that's a big challenge for them, I think. We'll wait and see if that can happen. But no question, they seem upbeat. I mean, according to Lee Anderson, of course, this party is the third biggest party by numbers of votes cast, with over 4 million votes at last election. We'll wait and see if that comes to pass, though. But there's no question that right now in Westminster, the party with momentum is Reform UK. But whether that can carry on and they can sustain that is the big challenge for this party in 2025.
Chris, thank you very much. Enjoy your evening. It sounds like a party. A very quick response from our panel. Daniel, do you think it's inevitable now that Reform will overtake Conservatives as the main party on the right?
Well, nothing's inevitable in that sense. I mean, you asked the question, does he seriously think he has a chance of winning the election? He seriously does think that, I'm sure of that. Is there a chance? Is it a serious chance? I think there must be a serious chance. The momentum is with Reform at the moment. The Conservatives are inevitably on the back foot, having had such a drubbing, and we always knew that when we were electing a new leader that it was going to be a slow game, slow progress to get back into the game in a serious way. There is time to do that. There is four odd years to go. But, you know, the momentum is with Farage, and clearly Labour is going to lose a lot of seats at the next election. The question is, who are they going to go to?
How worried is Labour about this Reform surge?
We're not complacent, but I think the impact of Nigel Farage and reform is to split the vote on the right in the way that the vote on the centre-left in the 1980s was split to the benefit of the Conservative Party. This split is undoubtedly, I think, to the benefit of the Labour Party. And I think you can overstate... I mean, I don't think... Bluntly, I'll put my hat in the ring. I don't think there's a cat in hell's chance of Nigel Farage winning the next general election, because for every one person he attracts, he repels two others. And I think there's a ceiling of about 25% beyond which reform can't go. Now, that's very impactful and it splits the right, but it's not a pathway to victory.
Well, we shall see. And we'll